Action.
Excellent. Welcome to our May 15th Extraordinary People call with Ricia Adair, usually Monday and Thursday nights. Usually Thursday nights, I co-host with her. It's my privilege because I helped that lady move to Mexico. So you're going to see that in a minute. Ricia ended up being number 3 in Canada in 10 months. Imagine that. And we're still launching or just launching Canada. So, and 26th power ranker in North America. So, we're here with the best of the best. Our president leader, therefore. So she's almost about to unlock her bonus of the $10,000 the end of June. I'll let her tell you the surprise what she's doing with all that money because I know that's a lot to spend in one place, but I think she found a way. And of course, she just got back from Punta Cana. I don't know if any of you that were there with her, but I wasn't this year. Next time, I hope. So, anyhow, without further ado, we have Ricia Adair in the house. So, let's have a great night, everyone. We'll have
Thank
some
you,
time for
Layla.
question and answers at the end.
Thank you so much for the great introduction. You'll be on that 5-star vacation with me next year. Welcome,
Excellent.
everybody. We've got a beautiful audience with us tonight. This is all about having some fun. I'm going to jump into the slides. Let's get this party rolling. There we go. I'm Ricia Adair, as Layla introduced me. I'm a Canadian. I relocated to Manzanillo, Mexico. I live here full time. And this is our home, our beautiful dream home. It's a little mini resort. It's just on the hill overlooking beautiful Santiago Bay. You can see our position just on top of the hill there. And when we bought this house, we had no idea how fabulous it would be to live here, but also how expensive it would be to maintain a resort in the tropics. Oh my goodness. So when we first arrived, the house was unoccupied for several months, and it ended up being a little bit of a gong show because there was a parade of tradespeople that were coming and going, and the little bit of a nest egg that we had just seemed to disappear so very quickly. In fact, we got to a point that we had no money. It was really quite, well, we were in our dream and it wasn't so fun anymore, right? And then our lawyer stole $23,000 from our closing costs, so we couldn't get title to our property. So we had to find another $23,000. Anyways, welcome to living in a new country, right? And the other thing is what was happening on a health level. I got really, really sick the first year that I was here. My immune system was way down. I had a lot of anxiety, so I was covered in shingles, which was very, very painful. I had a UTI that wouldn't go away. I had a couple of dog bites that got badly infected. I got very fat, and no matter how many times I walked that beautiful beach or swam the ocean up and down the stairs of the villas, I still stayed in a bad way. So I went to see my doctor and I said, Dr. Tom, this is what's going on with me. So he did a lot of research and he came back and he said, Ricia, there's no case about it. You've got a very serious case of FFB. Oh, Dr. Tom, what could that be? He said, you're fat, you're frumpy, and you're broke. And I went, okay. Well, that magic day came for me, April 17th, that changed my life. Chris and Joni Budd, friends of mine that I've known in the industry for years and years, they called me up. They live in Costa Rica, and they said, Ricia, have you heard about the drops? And I have a sneaky feeling that Joni had seen some of my fat pictures posted on Facebook. So that's probably why she wanted to call me first. So in any case, I knew that this was a product that I needed. God spoke to me and said, find a way. My first thought was, I need it. Second thought was, I have no money to do this. And third thought was, how can I find the money? So I had recently had a head-on car crash. I took money out of my massage budget to buy 2 boxes. That's all I could afford was 2 boxes. And Joni said, Ricia, we can help you with this broke part of your situation. And just follow me with the system of growth, meaning posting on a daily basis in Facebook testimonies of hundreds of other people that have had amazing results with these drops. And so thank goodness I paid my Wi-Fi bill that month. I was able to start posting and my life changed. So I want to share with you now, if you're looking for traditional network marketing, MLM, this isn't the page for you. But if you want attraction marketing, partnership marketing, something where the customers actually knock on your door for a most amazing product, this is what I want to share with you. And I also like to share, if I may, a little bit of my story on how my life so greatly changed. I started posting. I put up the first post of Kim Gray. She had lost a total of 116 pounds, and I got 19 comments. That afternoon, I posted a picture of Michelle, who lost 25 pounds. I got 7 comments. And then the courier came to my door. There were my boxes. I took out the drops, held it in one hand, the box in the other. Mike took my picture and I posted. And I had 59 comments, of which 20 people reached forward and bought my product from me, just from me holding the package. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So I had a whole whiteboard full of goals, and they all now started to realize my 1-year goals were starting to realize in 7 months. November was my magic month with this company. I started at the end of October. Here's my brand new fridge being delivered. The lady in the middle is my maid. I now can afford a maid, a pool guy, and a gardener. Thank you, thank you. And you see that picture on the right, I'm in love with an appliance. I love my fridge. We brought in the paint crews, brought in all these gorgeous Mexican colors. Mike said, let's leave the walls white. And I went, not in this marriage, honey. When we leave in Mexico, I'm getting some colors going on here. So that was another great goal. The pergola on the bottom deck of the pool, that was in a safety concern because the wood started to deteriorate and collapse. So we had to bring in exotic wood from another part of Mexico, very expensive structure. You're looking at about $5,000 for that shade topping, but it had to be done. And with all of these things that have happened, we saved our resort because we would have had to close down the resort because honestly, this pergola itself was so unsafe that we couldn't have rented any rooms. Celebrate Mike's new motorcycle. He's like a kid in a candy store with that bike. And then we had an earthquake. In fact, we had 7 earthquakes that happened and caused our pool to fail. Well, I was able, thanks to this company, again, too, I just started posting and people responded. And here I can repair my swimming pool. We had the pool reopened in just a few short days. So things happen and life happens for us all the time. And most of us don't have a plan B. In fact, I thought my resort was going to be a plan B until I realized how expensive it was to run the place in the first place, right? So let's talk about a plan B, and let's talk about some products that are going to be absolutely amazing. We've got some great guest speakers that are going to be able to share with you their testimonies on how these products have changed their lives. As Layla mentioned, I was able to earn enough lifestyle awards to win a trip to Punta Cana. In fact, I won 3 trips. The other 2 are about to be announced. So I'm just pinching myself. There was 178 of us in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. We had so much fun. My roommate was Tanya Kelsey. She was so fun. The Canadian girls on the bottom. This company wined and dined us. There was so many adventures that we did. We did zip lining and jumping in the waterfalls. Oh, it was just a great trip at a diamond resort. Little did I know that all of this would have changed my life when I bought 2 boxes 12 months ago. I want to share with you a bit of my health transition. The top picture shows where I was at on April 23rd, and in only 13 short days, the great difference that had transpired within my body. Now check this out. The girl on the left, that picture was taken at her going away party when we were leaving Canada. And the girl on the right was after 3 months on the drops. It's amazing. I no longer have pain in my fingers and toes from, I think it was arthritis, no longer pain in my lower back. I no longer have pain, plantar fasciitis. I sleep like a baby and I have the energy like I'm 35 again. My life has changed in every way, physical and financial. I owe it to these 2 guys. I love them. Darren Zobrist, John Wadsworth, the 2 owners of our company who bought a collection of companies. It's a bit of a story, but to save the time tonight for our guest testimonials, they brought these companies together and called it Partner Co. And along with this company, we got a whole catalog of fabulous products, all of them created by doctors, backed by science. Now I'm starting to learn a little about my health and why I'm not feeling so well. I had no idea that the many symptoms that I was experiencing were in direct relation to this hormonal imbalance that was going on in my body. And now that I've been in the business for 12 months, every one of us are out of balance. All of us have this circus hormonal merry-go-round going on inside our bodies. And look at these and think about how many of these mood swings, low libido, headaches, night sweats, food cravings, especially the sugars, right? Hot flashes, acne, insomnia, tiredness, fatigue, weight gain. Many of us would say at least 3. Some people will say 5. I had many people say I've got all 10. So again, not to worry, we have over 100 amazing products in our catalog, every single one of them, again, backed by a whole lot of science. We have the most amazing scientific team, Dr. Ray Strand, our Chief Medical Officer. Just recently, Dr. Joshua Plant, our Chief Scientific Officer, came on board. All these scientists are known worldwide, you guys. Dr. Pina, he's the best gastro gut health doctor in the world. He's out of Mexico City. Brett West is a leading foremost researcher on Tahitian noni. With their entire team, they oversee 1,040 annual quality tests. So our products are exactly what we tell you they're going to be, from one bottle to the next without a surprise. Dr. Crystal Vance, she's on our Wellness Council. We have Maria along with us tonight, who's also on our Wellness Council, and she can tell us a bit about that. We have an athletic council because we have a lot of athletes that use our products and enjoy greater performance. What excited me was doing business in 50 countries. I'm a Canadian living in Mexico, but my people are in Canada and the United States. I'm able to do a digital business and reach out just by a few clicks on my phone or on my laptop. And you can as well. You can reach out to 50 markets. Imagine you posted something on Facebook. An Italian cousin says, my goodness, I love these drops. Can I get them in Italy? You send her a smart link. The European office fulfills the order. Next Friday, you get paid. There is no it's completely transparent. There's no international licenses, no business tax numbers, anything like that. You're free to do business in 50 markets. Let's share with you some of the products. The Lucin. This is an amazing product. I just saw a full session on it the other night, which was so well done. The Skincerity was actually a product created in 2005 by a team of dermatologists for problem skin, burnt skin, battle scars, that sort of thing. It's the only breathable roll-on mask in the world, and it acts like a layer of skin. And it keeps, it's just so amazing what it does. It's for age spots, for sunspots. I put it on open cuts, and the next morning my cut is completely healed. I put on my battle scars after a couple of weeks. All of the evidence of the battle scars gone. You have to get one, if anything, for your first aid kit, but absolutely for your beauty kit as well. Marlene Tremholm shares these pictures. She had eczema, really serious condition, and she rolled and rolled and rolled, and she ended up without a condition and beautiful legs and no longer scratching in the middle of the night and bleeding the sheets. Noni and collagen is one of my favorite products, and it's important that not only is your skin youthful looking, but your organs from the inside. Collagen helps with that as well too. And when you add Noni to it, it just makes for the best product. Let's talk a little about Noni. Noni is the most efficacious fruit in the world, meaning it is most loaded with nutrition, vitamins, minerals than any other fruit out there. Sadly, and I don't know why God planned this, but it tastes really bad and it smells bad too. But our scientific team were able to create a most wonderful flavor inside our bottles. We have the rights to the Noni fruit growing in Tahiti on fertile volcanic soil land where it has the most iridoids, the most strongest blend of all the vitamins and minerals you could possibly imagine. I consider my Noni like my team of soldiers, health soldiers surrounding my body and protecting me. So what will it do for you? Overall, your health and wellness, it's a must-have in your shopping cart. It supports a healthy immune system. If you feel any trace of a little bug trying to creep in, power dose, 4 shots of the Noni, gone. Helps boost energy and endurance. I think that's a lot of reason with the drops why many of us look and feel so much younger. It helps sustain joint health and promotes mobility. So you always want to have your knees to cooperate when you're going up and down the stairs, right? Supports a healthy cardiovascular system. It helps harmful free radicals and protects against oxidative damage. supports your stress levels as well, and mood balancing effects. CJ Sands shared with us his story. These pictures were actually him bragging up a bit how he performed so well with the drops, and you could tell the significant difference in his transition. But his story was about the noni. And a few years ago, the doctor had said to him, your liver is in such bad ways, you have a rare situation going on, and you need to get your affairs in order. After he left that doctor's office, it was actually John Wadsworth's father that gave him a bottle of Noni Max. And that changed his life. Layla, can you mute the lines, please? So that changed his life with the Noni Max. And that several years later, here he's enjoying grandchildren that weren't even born when he got that diagnosis from his doctor. So the Noni Max works. Let's share with you our Nutrifeline probiotics created by Dr. Pina, again, the world's leading intestinal doctor out of Mexico City. Our probiotics have the added strains of the probiotic, the various different strains. We even have our own patented bottles so it doesn't get harmed in high heat situations. Omega Q, great for your brain, great for your heart. Amplify for your brain and energy, brain clarity. Optimal M, Optimal B, these are minerals and vitamins, good for your eyes, your lungs, your muscles, every part of your body. And I would have never thought in the past of taking a vitamin for my lungs. We have it here at Partner Co. Vinali is a great product. It's our #1 seller in China, and people take it to tighten their skin after they lose weight with the drops. Well, a lot of people are saying, I take it to build my immune system. Others are saying, I don't have allergy reactions anymore. I don't suffer from allergies. So they take the Vinali for that. MOA is the second product that I was able to purchase once paychecks started rolling in, and they did very quickly. Here we have 36 superfoods coming from exotic locations. Some of these ingredients very expensive, and they all come together to target any kind of pain or inflammation. It's a drink. I love to keep it cold every morning. That's my routine. This lady had an ankle surgery that went south on her. In a very short time drinking the MOA, her feet to return to normal. This fellow as well too. Again, I think the MOA is a good part of the reason why I don't have the achy fingers and toes. So that's a must-have for my shopping cart. We recently introduced a product and everyone is loving this one. It's called Advantage. The Advantage accelerates the loss of harmful visceral fat around your waist and hips. Dr. Ray Strand says, weight gain around our middles is associated with an increased risk for high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes. They're referring visceral fat as killer fat. And the Advantage product is going to increase your calories burned by 10 times to get leaner and faster. It reduces that stubborn visceral fat to slim waist and hips, increases your metabolism so you burn more calories and you have more energy, activates fat burning cells in your brown adipose tissue, and helps prevent weight regain following weight loss. It's an amazing product. People marry it up with the drops, and the other products we have as well too are all great for weight management and giving you some alternatives. Pure Nourish is my go-to breakfast. The Pure Nourish is 18 grams of pure protein. It's vegetable protein, so you're not dealing with soy or whey. You can add the cocoa to it, which I do daily because I love the taste of chocolate. And again, too, it has more nutrition in it that if all the food should disappear tomorrow, but you had your Pure Nourish and clean water, you would be able to survive and not die. Giving Greens is all your efficacious greens, parsley, kale, broccoli. It's a great product to sprinkle over your salad or your stir fries. And now I want to share with you what I call Fountain of Youth in a box. Renew. It's the only product in the world. It has 2 international patents. It combats a natural aging process to promote youth and vitality. So you're going to take that little sachet, put it in a half glass of water before you go to bed, or some people like to take it 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And what it does is train your body to open the pathways and create your own HGH, human growth hormone. Once we get to the age of 30, our HGH is on the rapid decline. This is, again, what I call the fountain of youth to keep you younger. It promotes deeper, more restorative sleep. A good sleep tonight means better decisions tomorrow. I sleep so well with this product, love it. Increase your libido, stamina, and pleasure. Many people marry it with the drops. It's a great combination because it reduces body fat, increases lean muscle, promotes youthful looking skin and hair, improves mood and energy, and cell regeneration. Let's talk about the drops. This product's been on the market for 16 years. There's over 1 million bottles that have been sold. There are no hormones in this product. There are no stimulants in it. It is natural, safe, and effective, and you will drop twice the weight as diet alone. Created by doctors, backed by science, what will it do for you? First of all, it's going to curb your hunger and control your appetite. You're going to get that signal in your brain that says, you're done eating, Mary, stop eating. It also eliminates sugar cravings, and I celebrate that because I am now 12. I was a serious sugar addict, and that's how I got so frumpy. And I now have no sugar for 12 months. I'm so happy. I celebrate that. Helps balance hormones, including your insulin, ghrelin, leptin, and cortisol. Just a little technical hiccup. On to the next slide. It's going to stimulate your metabolism so you have increased energy. You will feel younger. You'll stay motivated. It helps with stress and stabilizing your mood so you don't overeat. I want to say this. When I was in Punta Cana, we're all going around trigger happy, taking pictures of everybody, selfies and all that nonsense, right? I couldn't believe how many people looked 30 years younger than they are. All these partner co-people. We are aging backwards. It's unanimous amongst all of us. These products are amazing. You feel them and you look it. Medically proven to support your thyroid and maintains healthy blood sugar levels and gives you that brain clarity. Who would love for the brain fog to lift, right? Memory improvements and lose weight in your entire body. I call them God's miracle drops. It's just amazing. So I want to impress upon you, this is not a lifestyle. This is not a fad or diet. It is a lifestyle. There's a reason why many of us have not gained the weight back, because diets, you lose it, you find it. You lose it, you find it. In this program, you don't get it back. Colleen is on the call with us tonight. We're going to see a picture of her very soon. She didn't gain it back. All of us, we're keeping it off because we keep with the new lifestyle. Exercise 15 to 30 minutes a day, drink your water, incorporate the food list, and you've got all kinds of animal proteins, plant proteins, loaded with vegetables. You've got your healthy fats, your fruits. You will not go hungry. We have so many great recipes to share with you. Jane Storch, my friend in Victoria, she is now down a total of 50 pounds, but in her first 8 weeks, she dropped 32 pounds. Look at the difference. Dr. Crystal, over 6 years ago, lost a whole person, 162 pounds. The lady on the right that was taken 6 years ago looks like the lady that we have in Punta Cana. James Laponce was just on our call. He was real fun to interview. The fellow on the right, 47 pounds lighter in 4 months. And yes, guys on the call, you have hormones too. Tracy out of West Virginia. Athletes get higher performance with our products. Katie, in just a 30-day transition, you see it in people. Maggie out of Fox Island. Picture paints 1,000 words. Julie Park was very, very sick when she started the drops. Not only did she get super healthy, but she got super cute too. April out of Oklahoma, much younger looking. The Hublers have a physiotherapy clinic. Josh particularly, he's the scientist in the family. He tore apart the science just to make sure that it was a proper product so that he can promote it to his clients. And in fact, all the science convinced him. And very quickly, this couple with 5 children ranked very quickly to senior officer, which is a healthy place to be. Sheila Peltier, there wasn't dry eye in the house. She was going through chemo and radiation. The drops gave her her life back. She also said goodbye to 25 pounds. She went from very sick to very healthy. Chris Bailey had Lyme disease, had trouble finding any kind of help where he lived. And the drops brought him back to good health and lost a whole lot of weight at the same time. Selena Kirby, her BPs went way down. All her labs came forward. Her diabetes or A1Cs, she went off her medicines according to her doctor's instructions, and she looks 30 years younger. Ashley bought the drops so that she didn't suffer from night sweats. Well, not only did she get rid of her night sweats, her hot flashes, she lost her 15 pounds, which she was hoping to do, and Reese, her husband, lost 65 pounds. So again, the drops work. There's 1 billion women in menopausal or premenopausal this year alone. There's a lot of people we need to reach out and help. Penny Toner, my dear friend in Grand Prairie, the lady on the left had just come out of colon cancer and 5 surgeries that didn't serve her well. She had little reason to live. She could only process half an avocado a day. The lady on the right was her transition in just 60 days. So happy for Penny. Jerry Wyndham, another friend of mine, he lost 12 pounds, but also he says, Ricia, I don't shake anymore when I hold the soup spoon to my mouth. My husband heard me say that, and he says, I don't shake anymore, and the acid reflux is gone, and so are my migraines. My new t-shirt says this is a lot more than 20 pounds, folks. Deborah Bader was just recently on her call. She lost a whole bunch of weight. She's a nurse out of Cochrane, Alberta. Her whole family came on board. Everyone turned it into a drop affair. Brenda Trepkowski, she lost over 100 pounds. She'll be on the call very soon. And Barbara, I just love this picture of her because she's just so joyous. She's become a very good friend. The lady right here in her size 7 skinny pants, she's 74 years old. Look at how young she looks. That's the products, folks. Crystal and Rick, they were just recently on our call. They lost 110 pounds in 1 year. Here's Colleen, my friend who's on the call with us tonight. Wow, what a transition. And this all happened for Colleen in less than a year. And Colleen did not gain it back because we stay with the clean lifestyle of good, clean eating. Valerie, she won the contest actually. If you see a drops brochure, you'll see Valerie's pictures. She went from size XXL to size 7 skinny jeans, really enjoying her new life. Now let's go forward with some live testimonies. I'm really excited about this. We're first going to bring up Rhonda Lee Rickard out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Rhonda has an amazing story to share with us. Let's stop the share and bring Rhonda Lee into the house. Hi, Rhonda Lee.
Ricia, I don't see Rhonda.
Okay. Are you unmuted, Rhonda?
She says, it says iPhone 50.
Oh, okay. I was trying to get her to change the name. So, okay, Rhonda, if you're there, can you come off mute?
Okay, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Okay,
Hey,
I'll change your
Rhonda.
name because I couldn't figure
Hi.
out who you were.
Sorry about that. Hi, how are you all
Thank
this
you so
afternoon?
much for being on the call. I certainly appreciate it. So tell me your story. How did you get introduced to the drops, Rhonda?
Well, of course, Maria and I are extended family. We share granddaughters. And I'd been watching these posts Maria had been making on Facebook for a long time, probably over a year. And so I just asked Maria once finally, I said, Maria, tell me about these drops. And of course she did. And I thought, this sounds like something I might want to try. And, I thought I've tried a lot of things before, and I hate to say it, but my thought was, well, I've wasted this much before. Little did I know that the drops were going to change my life.
How did they do?
I trusted Maria because, like I said, I knew her personally. And I talked to my husband about it. And I said, hey, this is what Maria says we can do. Never expected to sell the drops. I just wanted to get the discount. So I convinced him to do the drops with me. And we bought enough for us to do for our 3 months. And then I had a couple of extra in case someone else wanted to try them. But we started the drops. And when we started the drops, I was going through a really bad time with my back. And when I say this, the day after I started my drops, I could literally not get out of bed because I have a SI joint dysfunction, bulge disc, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I started the drops. I didn't take any pictures or measurements. That's the one thing I regret, but I couldn't physically. So my before picture is I didn't like to be in pictures, honestly. I avoided pictures. And I had to find that before picture was like the year before when we had family pictures, but that's the size I was. So fast forward, and I still am not able to exercise, but I changed my diet and I started doing the drops. I also added the optimals because I asked Maria, I have cancer that runs in my family. My dad has passed away. My sister's passed away. What do I need to take? I want to help my immune system. I'm getting sick all the time. So Maria offered a couple or suggested a couple of products, which I added, and that was the Optimals and also the Vanelli. And like I said, little did I know how much this was going to change my life. But in 2 months, I lost 17 pounds. And I know the program, I can imagine what I would have lost had I been able to exercise. And I'm still not released to exercise. I've done a little walking. I'm getting ready. They just told me I can start doing core strengthening. So the good thing is, though, I don't have hot flashes. I don't have night sweats anymore. They were horrible. My poor husband, we have an air conditioner in our bedroom, and I would turn it to 61 degrees at night. It was like the freezer for him. Yeah. And so I don't have that anymore. When I went through menopause, I they diagnosed me with depression. I told them it wasn't depression. I said, I think it's my hormones. But they wouldn't allow me to take hormone replacements because of my sister passing from ovarian cancer. So, you know, I started noticing the hot flashes went away, and then the night sweats, all of that at once. And then I noticed, I talked to my doctor about it. I don't think I need these meds. I think that, I've been told that this helps this stuff. Can I go off of it? And she said, if you feel that you can, sure. In about a month, I went off that medicine and I've never looked back. I had my appointment with her again today, teleconference with her, and she said, I've never seen you look so good in the 3 years I've been, treating you. When she saw me in person about 2 months ago, the first thing she said is, oh my gosh, what have you done? Come and tell me what's going on in your life. And I said, this is the old me. This is the me that I used to be before menopause and hormonal imbalance hit. So I was struggling. I was struggling with work. I was struggling with focus. All of those things are gone. Like I said, I've lost 35 pounds total now. I've been able to go off medications, the first one being the depression medication. Since then, I had gastritis. The lining of my stomach was damaged from, I think, Celebrex I had to take years ago. Um, the gastro doctor told me a year ago, I said, do you think if I lost weight and changed my diet, would I be able to go off this medicine? He said, I'm afraid you're going to have to be on it the rest of your life. So I didn't just take one medication, I took two. I now take those very, very seldom, only as needed if I think I'm going to eat something that's going to flare it. And when I saw him a month ago and I told him about these drops and how they had helped and how should I take this medicine now? And he said, take it exactly how you are. And my next question was to him, I think it's healing my stomach because I'm not having the gastritis and the nausea and all these things that I used to have. So he told me, I said, how can we check that? He said, let me look and we'll do your upper scope. Well, I told him I wanted to wait a few more months before we do it because I really think it's being healed and I'm going to add the probiotics to it because I just feel like it's going to do that. I have hiatal hernia and acid reflux with the gastritis. And like I said, I don't take those medicines very often at all. If I know I'm going to eat something super spicy that really would kick it up, I just sort of take it more as a precautionary. I used to have migraines with the barometric pressure changes. I can't tell you the last time I've taken a Tylenol or an Aleve, or I never had prescription medicine. I just usually went to bed and took something. Allergies, like you said, the Vanelli. I take the Vanelli. I had allergy injections years ago because I'm allergic to so much stuff, just the seasonal things. And I don't have to take the medicine for allergies now. So honestly, when I spoke with her today, I went through my medical thing and on every prescription that she had on there that I used to take, I noted on there that, like the depression medicine, I never thought it was depression. I thought it was hormonal balance. And now that I've started taking the homeopathic drops, I don't have these problems anymore. So she told me she was taking all these things off my record. And basically, she said, "Do you want to schedule with my staff or them to call you, or you don't want to call if you need to see me again?" And I said, "Let me just call you if I need to see you again."
Yeah.
But
Wow, this celebration. I'm
yes,
move forward, Rhonda. Your testimony is amazing. My goodness. We're going to
thank
get
you.
on to Lacy, and I want to leave some room for Maria. But
Thank
thank
you.
you. Wow, this is just so amazing. We've got it on record, and I'm going to be able to play it again, and you'll definitely get a copy of the recording. Wow, I'm so glad that you're healthy again and that these products came along to change your life. Thank you. What a story. Holy cow. And look at the comparison. Look at the pictures. That's just amazing. Wow. Amazing story. You know, like I say, my new t-shirt is a lot more than just 20 pounds. We're going to move now to Benton Harbor, Michigan, and we're going to hear from Lacy Denise Lange. Lacy, let's
Hello. Thank you again for inviting me to be a part of your conference call tonight. I'm very excited to be here and to share.
let's hear about your story. How did you hear about the drops and how did you get started?
Well, there again, let's see, Cheryl and Tony Bell, which are the people that introduced me to the drops, they were posting. And so I had been seeing it for a while and I just exhausted, all of the measures of the different things that I had been doing. I call myself the 42-year dieter. It's like I've been on a diet since I was 11. It's like nonstop.
Wow.
There's just been the diet mentality, the
You're a
yo-yo, the
professional.
up and down, the diets back and forth, the lose and gain forever. And so I saw their post, and so it was like just like a last ditch effort. Okay, I'm gonna give them a call, reach out, see what these little drops are all about. And so I did that. One of my final kicks into the door of the drops was going to the doctor and her telling me at my highest when I began the drops back in November, I was 270 pounds. I was almost back to the 300 pounds or the 305 that I originally started out quite a few years back. But anyway, just feeling miserable, horrible, and going to the doctor and the doctor recommending, hey, I think we need to start the process to get you to start on the Ozempic shots. And I hadn't heard enough great information about the shots to fully convince me to do it. Because having been in the medical field, I know that everything comes with a side effect sooner or later. And so I'm like, I just don't know enough, down the road, 5, 10 years, things that might come up as a result of doing the shots. Even though if you're diabetic and it helps you, that's great. And I know a lot of people are doing it, so I'm not knocking that. I just knew that I needed something different to help. So one of the things I had done in the past was weight loss surgery. It was successful. It did well. COVID hit and everything went out the window. And so it was like I was starting back at square one again, worse than square one. So anyway, got the drops, talked to the doctor. She recommended the shots. I said, absolutely not. I said, I've got to do something different. I had a family member my brother who had a catastrophic health event back in December, right after I started the drops, and diabetic, ended up losing one of his limbs and completely blind now. And he's just 2 years older than me. And it was like, really, I heard the Lord say, okay, this is your time. What are you going to do differently? And so I was just convinced that I had to do something drastic and different at the same time. So, hey, why not? Why not give these little shots a try? Why not? And so anyway, I got the drops and started taking them. And usually I know my body, I know within like 3 days if something has really hit and something has really started working. And it was like clockwork, like within 3 days, I felt it. I was like, walking around like, wait a minute, do I really feel this good, or is it placebo, or do I really feel this amazing? And then I was like, no, I really do feel this good. And the numbers on the scale, how they just dropped was just mind-boggling. I got off the scale, I got back on. I got off the scale, I got back on. No, this can't be real, but it was real. And just the amazing transformation that has happened, even in my blood pressure, has been mind-boggling. I've been taking blood pressure medicine for about 30, maybe 32, 33 years. And even at my smallest, after weight loss surgery, my blood pressure was still high. And I've never heard my doctor say your blood pressure is running low, so we're going to have to reevaluate your medicine. I've never had that ever. And so the low blood pressure, the no night sweats, no inflammation. Oh my goodness. So we own a venue and I'm on my feet all of the time. And so like last week we had a big event and I'm on my feet and I'm doing this, that, and the other like 12, 13 hours. And I like stop in the middle of the ballroom floor and I'm like, my feet don't hurt. My feet don't hurt. And my husband was like, okay. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Because usually after a few hours, I would almost need to go to the hospital because my feet and my legs hurt so bad. My feet don't hurt. My back don't hurt. No fogginess in my head, clarity, sleeping well without a sleeping pill, ready to hop up in the morning and get going. And I am just absolutely amazed and floored at what this hormonal changing agent has done. I'm like, this has got to be a dream. This is so stinking amazing. And I'm just really excited. I'm just excited about all of it. The inflammation being gone, fogginess in my head being gone, no pain in my feet and legs, the swelling, all of it gone. And I'm like, this is absolutely mind-boggling. And it's so good. And I'm like, where's my next prescription? Where's the next one coming in? I'm just really excited about it. So I think I am gonna start posting. I've been handing around and people have been asking and kind of looking, but I think it's time. And also, so from November 5th, when I originally started up until I last weighed, which was this past Sunday, I've lost 55 pounds. And
Wow.
I'm amazed. I
I'm going to have you
can't,
back on in another 6 months because I bet you're going to have another 55 gone to tell us about.
I can't believe it. I mean, it's so good. I cannot believe it.
Lacy, I got to move on to our next guest.
Go
I'm
ahead now.
so grateful for your story. My goodness, you and Rhonda just filled the house tonight. I mean, Maria, is there anything left that we can say? Can we top these two testimonials? Lacy,
Not
thank you
really.
so much. And Lacy, let's stay in touch, definitely, okay? And I want to know your continued success and start posting. You owe it to the world to share this great product. Maria,
Absolutely.
what a story, eh? We're going to get
Yes, and
in a
Lacy,
minute, Maria.
definitely start posting. Think about like you're going to share your story. You're not sharing a made up story, or you're not sharing a story of a person you don't know. You're going to share your story, and your story is going to impact other people. Because if you think about it, I heard you say that you were in the medical field. So if you think about it, our goal in the medical field is to help other people. So by posting your story, your truth, you're going to be helping other people. So congratulations both to Lacy and Rhonda. Great job, ladies. Weight loss is not easy. It's easy to give in. This is not easy. And you guys did it. So thanks for the inspiration.
Congratulations. Wow. Another couple of great testimonials. I'm so excited. Guests on the call, you're probably wondering, how can I get these drops? Well, option one, you could become a customer and buy retail. You can get one box or a 4-pack, or in the United States, you can get one box or a 4-pack or a 10-pack, 20-pack, or 30-pack. But you can see the difference if you're to buy retail. As we go forward, I'm going to show you how you can get better value. And why wouldn't you want to have better value? We just heard from Lacy, who lost all that weight. People are asking her, Rhonda, people are asking her, and guess what? You're going to be sharing this with people, holding up those bottles and saying, this is the drops that I'm doing. Well, the last I checked, Partner Co has a whole bunch of commission checks waiting to send to your very mailbox. So why not be eligible to get those checks? Become a brand partner. It's $29.95 in the United States, one time for your entire life. I mean, it's ridiculous how inexpensive the membership is. Canada, we like to pay a little bit more. Up here, it's $37.95. And for that, you get everything you need, including some amazing training. A little disclaimer, all of our income stories are going to be different depending on our passion, desire, and our ability and desire to learn. Let's talk about how you can turn drops into profits. First of all, as a brand partner, you're going to immediately get 30% off the suggested retail. So you're going to be able to, in turn, share that with others and make 30 points. Sound good? Well, let's look at this. A USA 4-pack is $371. If you were to buy it retail, it's $531. Share the other 3 with your friends. Start posting right out of the gate. Help people understand what a great product we have out there to help them too. Make profits anywhere from $222 to $225. Keep $1 for yourself. In other words, you're getting your product for free. Canada, we have 4-packs for $465. If you were to buy it retail, it would be $665. And again, share it with 3 others, 3 of your friends, your sister, your cousin, your brother-in-law. Make profits of $240 and keep your box for free. That's basically how it works. I mean, you're buying wholesale here by having that membership. It just makes sense. In the last 12 months, my business has turned into about 15 countries. And it just happens from a Facebook posting from somebody in Italy, someone in Australia, someone in Korea, someone in the UK. There's a whole international market waiting for you. And our system of growth is so duplicatable. Download the Boards app. It comes in our full training program for you. It's so easy. And you're going to basically, this is like a Google storage in the sky kind of thing. And all the testimonials are here. Social media, week 1, there's 14 testimonials for you to post of real people, real results. Week 2, week 3, people ask questions. You just click on text strip for drops and you find the appropriate answer to that specific question. And it basically is copy and paste. So if you can copy and paste, a 10-year-old can do this. I mean, it's that simple. And the people do come to you. You can well imagine after I posted Rick and Crystal's testimony, they lost 210 pounds. Wow, that got so many results. So first you want to activate your position with 200 points because we're in the product business. Every bottle, every box, every product has a point connected to it. And you want to be eligible to receive commissions. The 4-pack that I mentioned does have 200 points, so you're automatically activated in both the US and Canada. I'd like to recommend that you add the Renew to your shopping cart because it just marries so well with the drops. It's 270 points in Canada or 278 in the US. It makes for great value as well. In the United States, you're able to get a 10-pack, and the 10-pack, it reduces your initial count unit cost to $88. And when you retail it for anywhere from $167 to $176, you're making some very good profit margins there. In the United States, you can buy not only a 10-pack, but a 20-pack or a 30-pack. And I'm going to recommend the 30-pack, and I'll tell you why. It's very inexpensive when you think that you're starting a business for only $2,300 plus your membership. You can actually retail those 30 boxes and achieve $2,710 or more in profits. So when you're looking at this situation, you're going to automatically qualify for the top pay position in the program. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And you also make $2,700 of profit. And we're going to encourage you to get that done in your first month. We have different kits in Canada that you can buy an ultimate pack. And again, too, in most situations, you can write off your initial kit because it's a starter package and you're looking at making eligible profits of about $3,100 in qualifying for that ultimate position. There's no way that I could have gotten to the position that I'm at in such a short period of time and accomplished all those goals that I initially shared with you if we didn't have the best compensation, the most generous compensation plan in the industry. We are paid 9 different ways. We already discussed the retail profits. You automatically make 30 points by wholesale, sell retail. I mean, that's the law of business, right? Mary's going to come along. Mary's in Illinois, and she says, I don't want to buy a customer at a retail level. I want to be your brand partner. So she buys 2 10-packs. That's 1,000 points. If you're activated at 15% commission on your new volume bonus, you would make $150. If you're ultimate, you would make double. You would make $300. So you're at that top pay position. That's why we like to help our new brand partners get to the ultimate top pay as soon as they get out of the gate, so they can enjoy that top pay forever. You do not have to requalify. It's there attached to your name for your career with our company. You're going to want to enjoy the other products that we heard from Rhonda, all the other great products that she's enjoying, and what a great difference it's made in her health. So why not try them as well too? This is, I'll tell you, I feel 30 years younger, and you will too, although we don't promise to heal or anything like that. But I will say these products are working. So you're going to want to sell or buy 100 points of product every 4 weeks, and you'll stay qualified for commissions. Another way we get paid is the Mary from Illinois that I originally talked about. She's going to talk to Henry, and Henry's going to talk to Albert, and Albert's going to talk to Helen. And before you know it, you've got half of Chicago in your organization, all buying and selling drops. We have a formula on base pay commissions. It's based on the activity of everything that happens in your business. On a formula, you get paid 15% every Friday on all the commissions. That's right, tomorrow's payday. And when any of that base pay rises over $250 in any given week, the company puts another 15% aside into what they call a savings bonus. When the savings bonus accumulates up to $10,000, you're going to get that magic phone call from your company and from our company. And the following week, and listen to this, Canadians, it's 10,000 US dollars is going to be deposited. This is a savings bonus that Layla mentioned in her intro that I'm very close to. So many people have triggered their $10,000 bonuses. Chris and Joni unlocked it in 8 months. Ashley or Allison and Jerry unlocked theirs. Ashley and Reese unlocked theirs. Kim and Eric Ray celebrating with their family. What a difference. What are you going to do with your $10,000 bonus? Well, do you know what? It was about 3 years ago that I cemented Africa as my dream. I want to go to Serengeti and see the animals. And as I see that the $10,000 is rearing around the corner, my girlfriend, who's doing a photography adventure tour to the Serengeti, just invited me to Africa. Guess what? The price is $10,000. So Partner Co is sending me to Africa. What would you do with your $10,000? Last April, there was a whole bunch of people that went on the Tahiti trip. They had a great time. These are all lifestyle credits, another way that we get paid. Another crew went to the Grand Hyatt in the Bahamas. And as you know, there was 200 of us that just came out of a beautiful diamond resort in Punta Cana. And coming up soon, a whole bunch of that same group is on their way to Bali. We are celebrating in so many ways. So many people are doing that magic dance across the floor, celebrating their success. And no further ado, I want to bring on board Ricia Lange. She's become a dear friend. We hung out in Salt Lake City together and a couple of days there back in January, along with Colleen, another bunch of great ladies. Ricia is a family nurse practitioner. She's also vice president with our company. She's had some amazing, amazing success. Without further ado, I'm going to bring her on board, and Ricia is going to share her story with us. So Ricia, I talked to my nurse friend last night over dinner, and I said, Barbara, I'm interviewing a nurse practitioner tomorrow night. What's this all about? She says, well, it's pretty right up there next to being a doctor. It's a lot of training for you to get to that level. So you are highly qualified in the medical field. How long have you been a nurse practitioner?
So I have been a nurse practitioner for 10 years now. It's actually 10 years this year. I became a nurse practitioner. I've been in the nursing since I was like 22 years old was when I first got into nursing. And I started out, so here in the United States, we have like different levels of nursing. And so I started out as what most would classify as the bottom. These are the ones that do a ton of work. So I started as a CNA, and I've done home health care. I've done inpatient nursing. I've done mental health. I've done ICU. I've done cardiac. I've done just a little bit of everything. And then I became an LPN and then an RN. And then I had my RN was with an associate's degree. And then I got my bachelor's degree. And then I got my master's degree. And my master's degree was geared towards being a provider. And so I had to sit for the boards, took the boards, passed the boards. And so I've been a nurse practitioner for 10 years now.
Congratulations. That's a lot of studying and a lot of responsibility and a lot of dedication to your career. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
So being in the medical field, I noticed you clapped when Lacy said she opted not to take the shot, so to speak. Let me ask you this, okay? Because you are in a position, we're a very well-respected position, and here you are promoting these homeopathic body balancing drops. Why did you choose to promote these drops?
So about, 5 years ago, I really started to notice patients that would come in and most of their diseases were related to lifestyle. And when I first in training and when I first became a nurse practitioner, the idea of nutritional supplements was just like, whatever, it's just junk. Nobody regulates them. So you really don't know what's in them. We don't really know how effective they are. So we didn't really promote them or encourage people to take them. But then the more I started seeing more and more people that was getting the medications that we were prescribing, and then all of a sudden we got an alert again today at the hospital with 2 medications that they're getting ready to, they're having us restrict or limit how often we're prescribing because they're doing some investigation. So, and we were starting to see that more and more often. Then it's like, okay, well, how does this even make sense? How do we continue to prescribe medications that we don't know? Maybe right now it works great, but what's going to happen in a few years? We've had so many medications pulled off the markets because, years down the road, you find out that it just didn't work, or you find out that there's an adverse effect. And so I started reaching out. My best friend actually had lung cancer from smoking. And during the time that we were trying to research different things for her to do, I started hearing more and more and learning more and more about nutritional supplements. Now, unfortunately, she passed away, but I wanted to keep working on kind of what I'm calling health promotion, disease prevention. And so nutritional supplements, I found the more research that I did, because if you really dig, there's a lot of research out there. It's just that it's not up at the forefront of the information because it's not paid. It's the research. It's hard to have a supplement research because it's there's no funding behind it because pharmaceutical companies cannot make money from it. And so you really have to do your due diligence when you're doing your research. And I just started to notice that when you start putting good nutrition and good nutritional supplements in front of people and you teach them how to use good nutritional supplements paired with the whole lifestyle thing, exercise, water, getting out in the sun, taking your shoes off and being out in the grass, just getting good rest, mindfulness, all of those different things, all of those different pillars, your body can start to heal itself and you can prevent disease by doing that. So that was kind of how I just started like this awareness and started looking more and more into things that were not pharmaceutical. I love our slogan, farm to pharmaceutical. I love it. I think it's beautiful.
Right. I agree with you. So how did you get introduced to the drops? How did these come into your world?
So I'm friends with John and Christy Oakey.
Oh, good people.
And
Very good people.
And so I was out at their house, and to be totally transparent, at the time I was not the least bit interested in in any of the supplements. What I was interested in was they had these air purifiers, and I do pulmonary. I work in pulmonary right now, so air quality. Obviously, we just come out of COVID, was very, very important. And I went into their house, and Christy talked to me. She talked to me a lot about the supplements. She talked to me a lot about like the different products. She had them out on the table. She would always talk to us about them. But the one thing that I really noticed was the air purifier in their house, because at one time they had 23 dogs in the house. So they have 3 Bernedoodles, and then 2 of the mamas had babies. So like 10 days apart. So they had 20 puppies and 3 adult dogs. And my first thought, honestly, when I went in there was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. This is going to smell. It's going to be like a dog kennel. And it wasn't. So they started. So that was the sinker that grabbed me and pulled me in. So then Christy's like, just go to Topeka, Kansas. There was a training there, a drop talk there. Just go with us and just get some ideas. So I went there and I talked to Tracy Turnberg. He's in our company. He comes to like conference quite often. Some of you guys may know him, but him and Brett really give each other a hard time. They like to poke fun back and forth at each other. But I was talking to Tracy because at the time I have a cousin that had a leiomyosarcoma, and it was like right in the center of her chest. So it's a cancer, and it just literally sat in the center of her chest. And the first time we felt it, it was about this big. And a month later, it was this big. So I asked Tracy, I said, what do you think of, what do we have that I could give her that obviously is going to be safe and is not going to, interfere with her, any of her treatments? And so he recommended Tahitian noni. And he said, he talked about the different pathways with Tahitian noni and how it, there's some studies out that show that it kills it stops the replication because it cuts off the blood supply. And so she started on the Tahitian noni. We went to her doctor, took the PDF. The doctor was like, yeah, I'm not concerned about any of this. Go right ahead. Which it's kind of unusual because a lot of times cancer doctors don't want you to do anything else than just strictly the chemo. But her cancer doctor was like, nope, totally fine. Go ahead and do it. And so she did. And she did it for a while. And she noticed that she just had more energy. She felt better. She wasn't having as much pain. She wasn't as constipated as she had been. And the tumor had not shrunk, but it stopped growing. So she did that for a while. And then unfortunately, she decided that, I don't think it has anything to do with this. I'm not going to take it anymore. And she stopped taking it. And so then we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But what I noticed was during that time that she was taking it, she was not having she wasn't having sugar cravings. And she was a big sugar junkie. She wasn't having any of that. She was really focused on eating healthier and doing really well, and doing the noni helped tremendously with her pain and inflammation. And her doctor said, I can't tell you that the noni that you're drinking is what caused the tumor to stop shrinking. But what I can tell you is that you were using chemo and did not see the results until you started the noni. He said, that's all I'm going to say. So anyways, but then that was kind of another thing where I was just like, all right, I need to know more about these nutritional supplements. And so then and the Optimals were a big thing for me. They have been for a long time. Optimals and Magna-Cal D are probably my 2 favorites, just because of the cellular nutrition. And then when I started my weight loss journey, I added the drops.
Wow, that's great. I'm sure you were skeptic in some ways to really do your research and make sure there was science supporting every one of our products.
Absolutely. And Christy and John I'm surprised they stuck with me as long as they did, because I was kind of a pain.
They're angels. They are angels. Absolutely. But it's usually the pains that end up being the superstars, right? So that's amazing. So what about your own personal journey with the drops? What has happened for you?
So when I started on the drops, oh my goodness, within the first 3 days, what I noticed was I was sleeping better. I had better mood and I had more energy. I am one that would usually about 6 hours of sleep and I'm good to go. But I was getting up like 2 or 3 times during the night, would be awake for a couple of hours or an hour, and I'd go back to sleep. I really struggled with sleeping. Started doing the drops, and that was probably I would say that was what I noticed the first. Obviously, when you get better sleep, you're in a better mood. You tend to handle things a little bit better. And I remember one time I don't remember what the what the actual incident was, but I remember something happening and me thinking, man, normally I would have lost my shit. I wouldn't have handled this very well. And I was pretty calm with it. And so then, so I noticed that right away. And then just the more energy. And I've always been a fan of the methylated B12. I'm not a fan of the synthetic forms of B12. It's attached to a cyanide molecule. We should not be putting cyanide in our body. So when I was looking at our drops and I realized that we don't use that form, we use the little bit more expensive form of it's the methylated B12, so your body can process it and use it more appropriately. That was a game changer. And I learned the hard way not to take it in the evening. So, because then I was like, why am I not sleeping? Well, I realized that I was taking it too late in the evening. So, I will still take it in the evening. Like if I have something to do, if it's going to be a late night, we've got things going on, but never past 4 o'clock. That just would not be smart at all. So,
Wow.
and then I ended up losing, I went down 15 pounds. But the one thing that I noticed drastically was the reduction in like the swelling in my hands. My rings fit differently. And then even in my face, I noticed that quite a bit of inflammation went down in my face from the drops.
Right. Yeah, it's just amazing. And you wonder, how can it have the similar effect on so many people?
Mhm.
It's just absolutely a mind blower. So we're running out of time here. We're a little overboard. But let me ask you this. Like again, too, I know there's certain boundaries and so on that you cannot cross with different colleges and so on and so forth. But what would you say to someone who's struggling with their weight? And how would you tell them about the drops?
So generally what I say is that nothing happens overnight. That if you're going to do this, be serious about it and do it for 90 days. 90 days minimum. Cellular turnover takes 90 to 120 days. So get on the drops, follow the plan, stick to the plan as close as you possibly can, but at least 80-20. And I do this with my patients at the hospital too. Let's follow an 80-20 rule. If you can't give 100%, the least amount I want you to give is 80. Do 80-20. Be sure you're getting plenty of rest. We own a wellness company. It's called Pillars Health and Wellness, and one of the pillars is rest. Make sure you get plenty of rest. Make sure you're getting natural vitamin D by getting your butt outside early in the morning, getting some good good sunlight, and then make sure that you're taking the drops 3 times a day. Take them as directed. They do not work sitting in the bottle and on your counter. Even if you forget to take them, if you're mid-meal, stop and take the drops. Now I will say, and Todd has even talked about this, sometimes at nighttime, like I'm going to take a 4th dose of bottle number 1 tonight, just because I've kind of hit a plateau. And so I want to kind of give myself a little bit of a boost. But so taking the drops at least 3 times a day, take them as they're directed, and you will see results following that food plan as close as you possibly can.
And so you're recommending, as Todd was saying, to take the 4th dropper of bottle 1 just before bedtime if you
just before bed. Yep.
Good to know.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm losing 5 pounds before Calgary. I got a really cute dress. I want to put my So okay, we're gonna just up the dosage.
There you go.
It's been such a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, our time in Salt Lake City together with Colleen and the rest of the girls, it was just so fun. Thank you so much for being our guest, and I'll be happy to share the recording with you. We're going to wrap it up with a couple of more slides. Thank you again.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
And now we've heard it from a medical practitioner and nurse practitioner. It's not uncommon for me to have a lot of medical people on my calls, and we've had several doctors, we've had several nurses, we've had wellness practitioners. because the drops just do it. So how will you know what balance will look and feel like for you? How will you know if they're working for you? Well, we've heard from Rhonda, we've heard from Lacy, we've heard from Maria, you've heard from me. You will have more energy. There's no doubt about it. You will sleep better and you'll have better tomorrows. I promise you that. Your mood will be improved. We've got ashwagandha and rhodelia in our products that will improve your mood, increase in libido. If you want to start a family at the age of 60, this might help you. Reduction in inflammation, and those inches will be gone from your waistline and from your clothes. Better elimination in digestion, less brain fog, boost in immunity, and just an overall sense of well-being. And I want to say this, guys, and Maria said it as well. It's not only about looking better in your clothes. This is about life and death. And we heard it from Lacy as well, too, with her family person that passed on there or lost the limb and so on. So this is all about your life. And we all think we're impenetrable and Superman. Well, guess what? We're not. If we choose wrong lifestyles, it's going to catch up to us. God gave us a temple. We need to look after it because we're the caretakers. So let's go full circle. We've got these 10 symptoms that we earlier talked about. As you've heard the testimonials, wow, Rhonda sure shared a whole lot with us with all those different symptoms that she was undergoing. I'm so grateful that she found these products. You know what? It starts with talking to somebody about the drops. That's what it starts with. So anyone that you work with, anyone, your neighbors, your family, your friends, they all live in this same slide of 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 of those symptoms. And we need to reach out and talk to them and share with them. We're wrapping it up. Are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? And by the way, did I mention that we have a whole lot of fun in this company? We do have a lot of fun. There's not too many of us that are too serious about this. But if you're 1, you can buy the drops and buy retail. Oh, there's big red X. You don't want to do that. So why don't you become a brand customer, brand partner, and save money, at least so you can get wholesale value. Rhonda said she wanted to buy it wholesale, and that's how a lot of us start. But some of us are going to say, okay, well, Ricia's accomplishing her goals. I see these other people accomplishing their goals. I could certainly stand to make speech money. So I'm going to get on this health and wealth train and ride. If you're a 3, I want you to put it in the chat right now, please. If you want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it with us. But wait, there's more. How about riding it big, all the way to the top? I want to see all the 4s in the chat. And I never would have dreamed in all my life that I could make this kind of income, weekly income. I never would have believed it. And here we are, just 12 months into the game, and it's only beginning. It's only the beginning. My goodness. So your life can drastically change in a few short months, just as mine did, just as so many people did. Look at Lacy, 55 pounds in 4 months, 5 months, right? Live the dream with us. Enjoy that time, freedom, a body you love, financial stability. We have a great community of friends and family here. It's a hug fest, usually luxury experiences. And, it's so easy to sign up. We can just help you choose your kit. And in 1 year, you'll be celebrating an anniversary with our company, and you'll have your story that you'll be able to share with us how your life has so greatly changed. Now is the time to become a brand partner today. We will be dark next Monday as it is a Canadian long weekend. So the next call will be next Thursday, May 22nd. Everybody is always welcome. Same link, same time. And I want to say thank you so much to Maria Long for being on our call with us tonight. Rhonda, Lee, Rickard, I want to say thank you so much for being on our call. And Lacy has needed to sign off, but she was an amazing guest as well. And Layla, thank you, the co-host with the mostest. And to thank you to the brand partners that supported tonight's call. Oh, it's Cheryl Cook. It's her birthday. Okay. So everybody unmute your lines. Everybody unmute. Okay, we got a birthday coming up here. Okay, we're all unmuted. Colleen, James, Maureen, Rhonda. Let's get the lines unmuted. Okay, we're ready to go. On the count of 3.
There.
1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy
Daryl.
birthday to you.
Turn the camera on,
You're
show.
such a city.
Blush.
I meant it was on the 22nd.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
There you go.
we have to sing happy birthday on the 22nd. Invite everybody back.
You better start practicing.
For the guests on the call,
Okay.
if you want to hang out and ask some questions, we might all hang out for a coffee clutch here, whoever wants to hang out with us. And thank you again to everybody.